Hey Chris, I just wanted to make you a video that will give you a little bit more detail on what we can do with the lead gen program as it relates more specifically to ABC roofing. Um, so, starting the process, what I always do is I start with identifying an area and a business that we know if I create a lead gen website that I can get it ranking highly on the most common searches. So that makes sense, I'm sure. So the site can be found and therefore we get the customer leads. So I had identified Aurora as a pretty good location for roofing. So if you bear with me here, Aurora Aurora roofing seemed to be the most common as far as what I could find for searches. Aurora roofing and then Aurora roofer, those are the most common as far as someone just hopping on their phone searching for a service. So we'll try Aurora roofing. And you could see, I'm sure you've seen when you do searches, you have the map area, and then there's always the three results here. Sometimes there's another one, but that's usually a paid ad. These are not paid ads. So we have one here, which this tells me right away this is a good business to try and build a lead gen site for. Number one is they have no website. And the one, believe it or not, it's basically the same site right below it or same title, different address. So there's all kinds of weird things going on here. But number one is there's no website. So that tells me right there, as far as getting in the map area, given some time, sometimes it can take a few months to get there. It's not overnight. It's a process to get there. But I think I can get a site. I'm very confident I can get a site ranking up here. A&E Roofing, now they're pretty well firmly there. And I believe I looked at their site before. They have a pretty decent website and good content and everything. So the other thing I start to look at is, well, if they had websites, I would look. But for instance, let's take A&E. You can see if you look in the lower left down here when I hover over website, it's AE Roofing, roofingsiding.com. So what I try to do is then look in what's called the organic listings. That's any listings that are below the Google map area. So let's see if we can find them. Obviously, you want to get on the first page ideally, and higher the better. So they are not even on the first page. Let's try page 2. There they are, the top of page 2. So what that tells me is there's room at the top. And as you start to look at the organic listings, which I try to do both, in the end I want to get here and I want to get here. That's my goal. So we have Home Advisor, which they're pretty easy to to get over them because Google's looking for good content. They're looking for legitimate businesses with good content on their websites and several other things which I work on with the lead gen sites. But they're not necessarily looking for Home Advisor to be at the top. But if that's what happens due to kind of weaker competition not being able to beat them out, then that's what happens. So the first real business it looks like it's there is Showalter Roofing, and I don't know, you're probably familiar with them. Looks like they're in the area. So they're number 3 here. And then you're onto an Angie's List, Better Business Bureau, Thumbtack, Blue Book, Aurora Commercial Roofing. That I don't even know if that's, let's see, is that a legitimate business or is that like a directory? I'm not sure about that one. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. That doesn't looks like more of a directory type site, but you can kind of see where I'm going is it should be fairly easy for us to get on the first page and rank highly. Beyond that, once the site gets built and we get it up at the top of the list within, like I said, a few months or so, what happens is this site will start getting calls and it'll also be getting quote requests from the website. And I'll show you a site here in a second. Once all that happens and leads start coming your way, they'll first come to me through the number that I create. Once they start coming in, I basically will turn that phone number and the quote form and everything will just go directly over to you guys from there. So let's look at one that I built recently. I might have put this on in the other little overview I put, but this one is just a recent site that I built. It was a window tinter in Joliet. It looked like there was a good opening here. So if you go Joliet window tinting, which is a pretty basic search term for an area in a business, you can see I'm not in here yet. The site I have is called Joliet. It's actually right here, Joliet window tinting. So if we go to more businesses, I'm actually getting close. You can see I'm number 4 here, and it's been moving up steadily. I think fairly soon we should be getting up here, up at the top, especially since, again, here's one that doesn't even have a website. So I'm hoping the next move will be up here and we'll stay there. But he's already this window tinter in Joliet that I'm working with. He's called Astro Tint. That's the name of his company. But that is the company I partnered with, who didn't have much of a website, didn't have much of a web presence. He's getting on average at least, and this is a slower season, but at least one a day. Today I think there was 3 calls. 2 of them I think were quotes, and 1 was a job he's doing tomorrow, just for example. So he's getting business, he's getting calls. He's real happy. This is just to kind of show you the website. Most of the sites I do look pretty similar. It's nothing fancy. I mean, they're made on Weebly. Simple forms. Each page will have a quote form on it, which is helpful. And we'll have at least like 6 service pages. So all these different services. The button up here is a click to call, which the websites are all mobile friendly, very easy to navigate on your phone. And anytime you see a phone number, they can easily click on that and dial it. So easy to get in touch with the business. So you can see there's a lot of good content. To be honest, I have help with that. I'm not a writer, but I give them the keyword search terms that I need, and I have good writers that work for me creating these sites. I give them all the keywords that I want throughout the whole site, and we mix them in naturally. So Google, what Google does is they scan millions of pages every day and multiple times. So as they scan these pages, they see all this, content and these keywords, and the computers that are scanning the pages, you start to rank higher. Like when I built this one a few months ago, of course it was like in the 40s on page 3 or 4, and you see it slowly start to move up. And then it had a couple nice big jumps here in the last month or so, moved to the top. So as far as I know, what I do is I'll maintain it monthly then and make sure it stays there, adding different features and different backlinks, which you can see up here. This is just a tool I use to show different things about the site. But this is the backlink spot. And right now I have 186 backlinks, and these are not, all backlinks are not created equally. What they are is just connections to other informative websites. Basically, it's a link back to this site. And that, again, just helps you rank higher. It's an important part of it. But not all of them are created equally. Some of them can be junk or spammy. I try to only use the best backlinks. Some I have to pay some for. Others I can get for free. But anyway, not to get too technical on you, because I know we're running a little long here. I'm already over 8 minutes, so I'm getting long-winded. Sorry about that. But anyway, this is basically how the site looks. You can go to services. He does mobile services too, which is nice. Again, just good content. Contact forms. Again, quote forms on every page. Phone number on every page. At the bottom, you can get anywhere to, and also another click to call at the bottom. What else? The biggest difference with what we do versus Home Advisor and things like that is once I partner with a company, this is yours. It's your baby. All the leads that come in are for you. They're not, you don't have to bid over them. They're not shared. Unfortunately, I know with Home Advisor and some others, you end up paying for so much, and half of them don't even convert because there's so much competition and everything else. I know you had asked one time about price. I do want to talk to you about that. I probably won't put it in the video, but I will tell you that versus what you're paying for Home Advisor and other services that maybe you've tried, we're going to be very fairly priced. There is a setup fee for the website, and that it goes along with, it's a setup fee for the site / program fee to get in the lead gen program, and that's up front. Then after that, there is a monthly set. I'd like to do a monthly set fee. It's not that I won't work in some other format as far as per lead. Most of them, that I've done though, and they've wanted it that way, they end up wanting to go to a flat fee anyway. It's great for budgeting. Usually the contractor ends up a lot better than I would anyway if we just decide on an acceptable set fee per month. I try to keep it somewhere around, I'd like it to be under like profit that you would make for one good job even, so pretty affordably priced monthly. And I don't really do contracts because once you start getting the leads, and I have a feeling you're going to appreciate them, and I think you'll want to stay with my services, honestly. I can't imagine, I don't think I've had anyone leave. So once you start getting them, I think you'll be real happy. So that's really why I don't really do contracts. If you want, anytime, if someone wanted to leave or not take the leads anymore, I mean, they can at any time. I mean, what I end up doing is then I just have to find another business, almost like rental property, I guess, in a way. I just find another business to rent the lead gen site as well. I'm trying to think of what else I can answer for you. The other advantage, now I do this all over. I can do it anywhere in the country, but I actually live in Ottawa. My 9 to 5 is in the Chicago area. I work for an HVAC commercial contractor, in purchasing. So this is kind of my labor of love beyond my 9 to 5. It's just something that I really enjoy doing. I like helping businesses grow, especially contractors. I've worked in a supporting role with various contractors, for the last 20 years or so. So, let's see. I think that's about it. I wrote down a couple little notes. I'm just double checking to see if I covered everything. That's about it. I mean, I'm sure questions will come up. I'd be happy to meet with you, anyone else at your company. I could stop by. We could do a phone call, whatever's best for you guys. The other thing I did want to mention is, if you also do a search, I noticed for Naperville, which is also a good population right by you. If we do Naperville roofing, I got similar results. It's not quite as easy to crack as it was at Aurora, but I do have one that with no website, and the other ones aren't all that. These guys are pretty solid, it seems like, but I think I could sneak in there in the map pack and in the organic listings. I think I could get there. So if you wanted to do some kind of combination deal, I'd probably want to do that in 2 sites. I'd do an Aurora and a Naperville. There's enough population in both, I think, to warrant that. So we could work out some kind of deal there. That's about it. So sorry I took almost 13 minutes, so I apologize. It went a little long, but I did want you to have a good idea of what I do, and hope to get a chance to work with you guys. Any questions, just get a hold of me. All right, thanks, Chris.